What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Ready to Love, Make a Move. This is Season 1, Episode 11, and the episode is titled Beginning of the End. Let's go ahead and jump right into this review. So we start this episode off with all the ladies meeting up with Tamika yet again, and basically production got wind that the ladies were fighting, so now they gotta talk about it. So Tamika asks what's been going on, and Zadia pipes up to talk about how Charisse has been completely disrespectful, calling her out her name, telling her that she ain't gonna be nothing, all kind of stuff. I said, wait a second. This is clearly a conversation that was had that cameras did not catch and we did not get to see. Because that little argument that they had on the last episode when Zadia was calling Charisse out for kissing LJ, I don't remember Charisse saying all of that. So maybe they rehashed it in front of the other ladies and it blew up. I don't know. But baby, Charisse was not ready to have this conversation in front of the group, especially in front of Tamika. And I'm just like, girl. Because Zadia just pulled a you on you. You did this same thing to Zadia where you brought up the fact that she was sneaking in the house. So she's telling on you now. I mean, of course, there was no resolve because Tamika had nothing to add to the conversation besides telling the ladies, like, listen, y'all need to go ahead and get along because we only got a couple more days of filming. That's basically what they got told. Now, if you were to ask me which lady do I think was probably the more aggressive person in this conversation, it depends. Because I feel like this was Zadia on some get back type stuff. Because her bringing up LJ kissing Charisse, or vice versa, however that happened, that was definitely Zadia playing in Charisse's face like, ha, girl, you thought you was going to put me on blast, trying to make it seem like I was messing around with Cameron, but who got the last laugh because I'm calling you out for basically having something going on with your friend. Now, one thing that stood out to me, though, throughout that whole little conversation was the fact that Zadia, she basically questioned Vernisha, like, am I tripping? And Vernisha basically was like, yeah, girl, I probably wouldn't have been playing it cool with Charisse because of some of the stuff that she said. And I'm just like, well, damn, what was Charisse saying? But then I had to remember, this is Charisse. Charisse has a mouth on her, okay? We saw that on her season when she was getting into it with people. She has a very elitist attitude, and she really be thinking that she better than people. Now, don't get me wrong, because Zadia, she ain't no better, because we saw how she acted up on her season, but clearly, Charisse ain't learned. But let's go ahead and move on, because these ladies are about to go on the last dates with these men. Alright, so let's get to these guys coming over or whatever. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Everybody else is coming in dressed a certain way, and then here comes Dom. And this is where I'm going with this. You have Maurice, of course, he coming in his best attorney outfit. You have Cam, he's been wearing the same style of clothes since we met him, which is this open shirt that shows a little bit of cleavage, and his best pair of teacher slacks. And then you have, what's his name? Tabari. Y'all know Tabari come in looking like Saturday Night Fever every time he walked through. And then here comes Donald, dressed like a goddamn Best Buy employee with this blue polo and those khaki pants. I'm trying to figure out, was this him trying to dress more how Ashley wants him to dress? Because y'all know baby girl went on and on about him wearing a suit and how she didn't want to see him wear another one. So is this what you want, girl? A Best Buy employee outfit? I guess. But nonetheless, everybody is mingling, and then here comes Charisse butting in where she ain't got no business, talking about some, oh, why was your friend coming from my friend talking to Donald? Y'all, that man, he didn't have an answer for her the same way he did not have an answer for Ashley, okay? And I feel like the reason why he did not have an answer for her is because he feels exactly the same way that the friend felt. He feels exactly how Lil Miss Lakeisha felt about Ashley. But what's crazy is you have Charisse in a confessional talking about some, oh yeah, they're not a match because of their communications issues and blah, blah, blah. I said, girl, and you think that you and Maurice is a match? when the only thing that man got going for him is that he has money and you just want to travel on his dime? Get out my face, Sharice. But let's go ahead and move on. Now, y'all, we actually see Zadia go off with Cam, right? And she's sitting up here talking about because I don't really know if this is something that I should continue to pursue or if I should let it go, but I'm going to keep you around. Girl, why? Cam is trying to get out of this show in every way possible, but you not taking a hit. Like, at this point, I just want him to yell it to the rooftop that he don't want to be here no more. Like, I don't know what kind of contract they are in, but it's clear that he wants out of it. But he pretend in Zadia's face, because the cameras are rolling, that he still like her, and we know that he don't. Then on top of this, y'all, I think he just here for the free food. I really do at this point. Because ain't no way I would keep coming to this damn show knowing I don't want to be here. But I digress. Let's move on to Dawn and Ashley. First of all, I feel like some days have gone by, so the energy is not as high as it was the last time that they met, because she came in on go, he came in on whatever he came in on, and I feel like they both were feeling some type of way about each other. Now they are both a lot calmer, trying to communicate and figure out how can they move forward. So he apologizes on his behalf as well as his friend's behalf. And Ashley, she just doesn't even know where they stand at this point, because so much has transpired within that short amount of time. And she has questions now, because it does make you wonder, well, what have you told your friend about me for her to come in on this rah-rah energy? But then they go ahead and jump on over to Maurice and Sharice, y'all. And of course she kept him around. Whoop-de-doo. Moving on. We got Vernisha and Tabari. She loved meeting his mom. You already know that she felt that was so special. And they are working on the communication. She kept Tabari around. Let's jump back over to Ashley and Dawn, because she had him over there shaking and sweating, okay? Because she's telling him how she needs a protector. She didn't feel protected in that moment. She needs to feel safe. And he just sitting there. All he doing is sitting there. Ain't nodding, ain't saying a word. Just waiting on her to basically tell him if he's staying or not. So she ends up keeping him around. Even though I feel like had she had the option to bring on some other dates, Dawn would have been gone. Dawn absolutely would have been gone if we had not been this close to the end of the show. But moving on, Tamika basically tells them that they are no longer going to have these planned out dates from the TV show. The guys have to plan the dates for the ladies. Whoop-de-doo. So we get to the first date, and that is Vernisha and Tabari. So he actually takes her on a tour of the city, on one of those big city buses where they show you around. And he's telling her about, where everything is in the city, showing her the local cemeteries, showing her, all around New Orleans, so that way she can see maybe this is a place that she would want to possibly move to, right? She actually enjoyed it because I believe he mentioned previously, like, she likes history and stuff like that, so this was right up Vernisha's alley, and she had a good time with this. Now, one thing that I can say about Tabari is that he does listen to Vernisha when she says things, and he remembers them and applies it. Like, I think she mentioned something about, like, long stem roses or something, and he brought her some before. He's done this for a few times where she'll mention something, and he'll, like, make sure to incorporate it in some type of way or whatever. And that's pretty cool. Like I said, she enjoyed this date, and that was pretty much it. It wasn't too much happening on their date. But let's go ahead and move on, because now we have Ashley and Dawn, right? First things first, Dawn, what you not about to do is every time you dress a little bit more casual, you gonna put on a bucket hat. Sir, we get it, but you gotta hold off on so many bucket hats. So y'all, they are actually going to be going zip lining, right? And not just regular zip lining. Oh, baby, no. They are going to zip line over gators. Ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way. I could go zip lining. but not over alligators. Absolutely not. So y'all, they are going up to the platform. Ashley is already saying how she can't do it, okay? She ain't ready. She can't do it. This too high. The thing was shaking, the steps. She could not handle it. Baby, by the time they got to the top of the platform, she really was losing it, okay? Because, I mean, I can't lie. 60 feet in the air, that's very high. And all you see is a bunch of trees. So I would be absolutely nervous as well that I would hit a tree or anything like that. So she's freaking out. Donna's trying to calm her down. She finally relaxes a little bit and she does the zip line. And, you know, of course, she was still shaken up while she was on the zip line, but at least she did it. Don, on the other hand, he just glided on by, okay? Now, as they continue to glide, y'all, she did this little video, right? Where Ashley was like, you know, Mom, if anything happens to me, you know, it's because I was with this man and he was being adventurous. You know, you might have to come out here and look for a fingernail or eyelash. Baby, I hollered. Because y'all know, Ashley got them long nails and them long eyelashes. I cannot. But nonetheless, I do think that this date was good for Ashley and Donald. It kept them on their toes. It was something different. It wasn't just them going to go eat all the time. Yeah, this was a good date. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, so now we see Maurice and Charisse, and they are going horseback riding. According to Charisse, this is a hobby of hers. So she's, you know, having a grand old time on the horse that she's on, not having any issues, you know what I'm saying, because she knows how to handle the horse. However, Maurice, on the other hand, baby boy is struggling. All right, y'all. So we actually jump back over to Vernisha and Tabari, right? So they're at dinner, they're joking around or whatever because he likes ketchup with his fries. She prefers ranch. He ends up asking her, like, do you put sugar in your grits? And she's like, yes. And of course, him being from New Orleans, that is not a thing, I guess, for them. I can't lie. I do put sugar in my grits. Sorry. I like them sweet, y'all. But I will say, Tabari is like a jokester. But I feel like we have seen enough of him at this point to say that he knows when to be serious. Like, y'all know, I was giving Tabari the side eye for a long time. But I completely understand why now Vernisha is into him. At first, I did not get it at all. Now, I can't lie, I did give Vernisha a little side eye when she talking about something. They could be a little power couple. I said, power in what, girl? Like, local celebrities or what? I'm not even about to try to get into that. Moving on, y'all, we get back to Charisse and Maurice. So they have this romantic picnic set up or whatever, and here's her concern. Her concern is that she doesn't want to basically get involved with him and then have to pick up and move to New Orleans and start her life all over, because she already has her life set up in Miami. Her business is there. Clearly, I guess it's thriving enough for her. You know what I'm saying? To where she feels that she's established, you know, a spot there. And she doesn't want to have to start over, have to try to build new clientele. That can be a lot, especially considering what her business is. Now, this is no offense to people in New Orleans at all. At all. But I don't feel like the women, especially in New Orleans, are so superficial like it is in Miami, because the type of business that she has, isn't it like a place where you can go get like Botox and fucking Juvederm and like what's it called, like a med spa type place? Yeah, I can understand why that type of business would be thriving in a Miami. Because in Miami, it's all about what you look like. However, in New Orleans, that might be a harder business to navigate. You know what I'm saying? Now we have Maurice. He's trying to tell her, like, listen, You don't have to rush and try to like move and do all this stuff all at one time. We can take steps, all of this stuff, right? Then baby girl, she starts to cry because she misses her mom. She misses her dog. I'm like, girl, at this point, you just homesick because you want to go back home and you have been in New Orleans for probably about a month now. Yeah, I get it. You homesick. But baby girl is going on about how, she has dated men before. I'm sorry, the last 3 men that she dated, it was actually long distance relationships, and those did not work out because basically these guys, I guess they switched up at some point in the relationship. So now she's nervous about possibly committing to Maurice because, of course, he's still going to be in New Orleans and she going to be in Miami. Moving on, let's slide on over to Zadia and Cameron. So they actually have an interesting date, I would say, because this man, he decided, let me give her a photo shoot, because y'all know he's a photographer, right? And I get it. This was supposed to be like a cute little idea. However, the first thing that came into my mind was how cheap. And I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind, because I'm pretty sure none of these guys are paying for the dates that they are actually going on. They probably just have to tell production the idea. But in my mind, I'm just like, you already had your camera and then you just taking her to wherever parts of New Orleans that you think you can possibly get a good photo shot at. Okay, I guess. I mean, if she like it. So next thing you know, they go to dinner, right? I said, well, they wrapped them right on up real quick. Because with Don and Ashley, we saw them swinging around left and right. Even with Vernisha, we saw them go to dinner as well as travel around the city. Baby, they flashed that little photo shoot. And we brought it right on home, right over here. So they talk about what life will look like once she goes home, because the process is almost over. She's going to go back home to, I think she's, DC, I think that's where she's from, DC. And she wants to know, what is life going to look like? And baby, basically he told her, hopefully we can get to a place where we can have communication and possibly see each other. Sir, what are you talking about? Do you want to make an effort to possibly be with her or no? Baby, this man basically told her, I'm open to a friendship and a relationship further down the line. I said, you know what, Cameron? You need to get an award because you have tried to let this girl know that you're not really rocking with her like this in so many different ways, okay? And she still has not gotten a clue. Like, I have never seen anything like this before. This man has said it nicely in so many different ways. Such a variety of, hey, I can't really be with you right now. We cool. We can say hi and bye to each other. Maybe if I come up to your city, I'll come see you. You fly down to my city, you can come see me. But that's where this relationship is headed to. I mean, this man, he literally told her he don't want no pressure. This ain't the time for him to take no relationship serious. I'm just like, what did you come on the show for, buddy? Like, I'm really trying to understand. Now, I know that this is a spinoff of Ready to Love, right? But at the end of the day, what do you think that she's dating for? Just to have somebody to talk to on the weekends? I'm not understanding where his head is at. And clearly Zadia is confused because she has to ask him, do you even want me? And his response was, I think. Ain't no I think. Either you want her or you don't. But then he actually posed the question, like, would you rather me basically BS you and pretend like everything good, or would you rather me be honest and lay everything out on the table of how I'm feeling? And of course, she wants to hear, everything straightforward put out there on the table. But at the same time, I feel like Zadia thought that she was going to come on the show and end up with a guy who wanted to be with her, not somebody who wanted to be friends with her. All right, y'all. So the ladies meet up with Tamika, right? So go over these dates. You know, Sharice, she talks about her date with Maurice, how great it was, blah, blah, blah. Vernisha, she wants a little bit more out of Tabari. All right, cool. Now, why is it that when we get to Zadia, she just told all kind of lies? First off, talking about I had a great date with Cam. Girl, you walked away with egg on your face because he basically told you we could walk away from this and just be friends. What are you talking about? Then she goes on to talk about how he's such a great guy, blah, 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 blah. We just have one little thing that's a problem, and it's that I don't want to be in another situationship. Y'all, the way she completely avoided telling Tamika and the other ladies the truth about what's been happening between her and Cameron blows my mind. Like, girl, you can put on this facade all you want to, but at the end of the day, it still seems like that man don't want you like that. All right, so then we get to Ashley's date. You know, of course, it was adventurous. It was something that she wasn't expecting. And, you know, she feels like she saw a different side of Donald. And, you know, at this point, they both decided that they're not going to talk about what happened in the past no more. They just going to move forward. Thank God, because I don't think they need to rehash that situation. So, on the next episode, you guys, because that's when we're going to get this, the guys are going to come over. Each lady's going to take their guy, you know, separately like they always do, and tell them if they're going to make a move or if they are not choosing this guy. Now, if they are going to make a move, then they have to be specific on what that move looks like. As in, are you moving to New Orleans? Do you want him to move to wherever you are, or will there be a compromise? Now, of course, if these ladies choose any of these guys, it's automatically going to be a compromise because they ain't moving. Sharice ain't moving from Miami because that's where her business is booming. Vernisha has her own businesses in Houston. She ain't moving. And who else is there? The only person who may possibly move is Ashley. Like, I don't know what exactly her business is or what, I can't remember what her job is or if it's something that can like move around, but I feel like Ashley would be the only one who may potentially move because Zadia, she was trying to get old boy to move up to DC. So yeah, it is what it is. Y'all, that was my review. That was the episode. We got one more to go. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.